A very good morning, students. I hope that all of you keeping yourself safe at your home, as you know the condition of corona right now, right? So that is the reason we are providing our we are you know uh, doing our best efforts so that we can provide you the best learning at this platform, and I hope that you are utilizing it effectively. So keeping that thing in mind, let's start with our today's lecture. That is, we are on our third lecture, and today we are going to discuss two groups here, as I told you yesterday also, that today we will discuss our red algae as well as brown algae, right? So I'm going to take first brown algae with you. Brown algae, the group is known as Phaeophyceae. The brown algae group is known as Phaeophyceae or Phaeophyta, and commonly we call it as a brown algae. Now, as you know that the green algae was because of the chlorophyll pigment. So here the dominant predominant pigment is definitely not the chlorophyll, but it is fucoxanthin, and fucoxanthin is a brown pigment. Because of this pigment, this algae has a different shades of brown. Other pigments which are present, that is the chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, these are the other pigments which are also present in the brown algae. That, but the major pigment, that is fucoxanthin. Okay. हैबिटेट कहाँ पे मिलेगी आपको ये ब्राउन एल्गी? वेयर विल यू फाइंड इट? Mostly it is found in the marine habitat, means in the ocean, in the sea you will find this brown algae. Now let's take examples, because why I am taking examples in this way, because otherwise the way it is written in NCERT, just the last line is written, they have written all the examples. सो रोट लर्निंग हम कर नहीं सकते, इतनी ज़्यादा चीज़ें हमेशा दिमाग में नहीं रहती हैं एट द टाइम ऑफ नीट. सो वी हैव टू find out some specific ways that how can we remember the specific characteristics of any group. Now my children, they know that Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, Chara, these are the members of green algae. Same here, I am taking the example that is Laminaria. Laminaria, it has a very special feature that it remains attached to the substratum. मतलब जो base है उसके साथ ये हमेशा attach रहता है with the place or that place through which it attach, that is called hold fast, right? It is called hold fast. And finally this goes into a long structure that is called a stalk like structure, which is known as stipe. Then it has a leaf like structure which is very very long. It is I have made it very short, but it is very long. It can be 20-meter long also, like in the angiosperm. And this leaf like photosynthetic organ in this laminaria, it is known as frond. If you look at your diagram right now in your NCERT, it is mentioned there three things: frond, stipe, hold fast. So this is the easy diagram of your laminaria. So laminaria is a member of Phaeophyta group. And what is the speciality? That it is attached to substratum. Brown algae is also known as Kalps. Kalps word is given to the brown algae. So Kalps word is associated with the brown algae also. The second example is we have to taken, that is the Sargassum. I have taken the second example, that is Sargassum. Sargassum is not attached like the laminaria. It is free floating. ये आपको दिखेगी large area of the sea में float करती हुई. It remain floating in the very large area. It can be even the हेक्टर्स, मतलब हेक्टेयर्स, बहुत ज़्यादा एरिया कवर करती है ये. एंड एरिया which is covered by sargassum, that is known as Sargasso Sea. So basically usually it is found in the sea. So in that area where you will find this algae, this brown algae, it is known as Sargasso Sea. And one very important thing, that wherever this sargassum is present, the ships are not allowed, because this is free floating. It has a thread like structures, right? thread like structures, they are present there. So whenever if by mistake the ships they go there, then it entangle at the base. entangle hota hai फंस जाना पूरा वो, it covers the base. So ships they can sink also. So it is always a warning that if in any area of sea sargassum is growing there, then ships are not allowed in that place. So sargassum, laminaria, they are the examples of our brown algae. Then there are another examples, fucus and actocarpus. These other two examples, they are of brown algae. Why I have left this space, that I will tell you later, because I'm going to discuss these two examples in the reproduction, right? Fucus, actocarpus, sargassum, laminaria. Now I think you have idea now. मेरे बच्चे confused नहीं होना चाहिए. आप लोग, I don't want my kids to get confused कि ग्रीन एल्गी में हम रोट लर्निंग कर रहे हैं, अच्छा क्लाइमेडोमोनास आया था, फियोफाइसी में लेमिनेरिया. यू शुड बी क्लियर कट कि लेमिनेरिया इट इज़ अ मेंबर ऑफ ब्राउन हेल्गी. इट हैज़ अ स्पेशल काइंड ऑफ थिंग दैट इट हैज़ होल्ड फास्ट, इट हैज़ अ स्टाइप, it has a frond. So these are the things which you will find in the brown algae, right? And then now let's move on to the characteristics, the basic characteristics of brown algae. सेल वॉल लास्ट टाइम हमने जो किया था दैट वाज पैक्टोज एंड सेलुलोज, डबल लेयर थी ग्रीन एल्गी में. हेयर द सेल वॉल इज मेड अप ऑफ सेलुलोज प्लस also it is having alginic acid and it is known as algin. This alginic acid, it is also known as algin. Very very important question for your NEET. It is a algin is a phycocolloid and it performs two basic functions, right? And what are those function? And it is a gelatin आपने देखा होगा ना, jelly like substance, ये वैसा है बिल्कुल. And what is the main function it performs? It protects this brown alga from the drying, right? I have written it green alga, actually it is the brown alga. So this protect this brown algae from the drying, मतलब कि dry होने नहीं देती है. And protection from the waves, because you know that they mostly found in the sea. So वहाँ पे जब भी waves आती हैं, there is a mechanical stress. That mechanical stress is avoided by this algin. It is a gelatinous substance and which provide protection to brown alga, right? Jelly like substance, gelatinous substance which is a phycocolloid and it performed these two main function. If we talk about reproduction, vegetative, asexual. Vegetative is again same by the fragmentation method. If any member that go under asexual reproduction, that is definitely by the zoospores. Now in fucus, I told you that I have left these two members for the reproduction. Fucus, in fucus plant is diploid. So it produces zoospores without meiosis. So definitely zoospores will be diploid. So again the plant which develop by asexual, that will be diploid. In actocarpus we find little different things. There are two types of members are there, actocarpus species. That is, one is having unilocular sporangium and one is having plurilocular sporangium which is multicellular. Now this unilocular sporangium, it undergoes meiosis. अब meiosis हो गया है तो zoospores will be haploid. So plant will be now haploid. It will form male gamete and female gamete. They also will be haploid. They will fertilized and they will form the zygote which will be diploid. And then it goes now form a plant, right? Which one will be diploid. And what about the plurilocular sporangium? It is multicellular. It goes under mitotic division. So zoospores will be diploid and it form the plant, which again it will be diploid plant. So that is a difference between the fucus and Ectocarpus. Ectocarpus के पास two types of sporangium are there. One is unilocular, in which meiosis happens. One is plurilocular, जो कि मल्टी सेलुलर होता है और यहाँ पे माइटोटिक होती है. दैट इज द मेन डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज यूनिलोकुलर एंड मल्टीलोकुलर स्पोरेंजियम. जूस्पोर्स होते कैसे हैं यहाँ पे, कैसे हैं इसके जूस्पोर्स? जूस्पोर्स बाइफ्लैजिलेट तो हैं, but they are unequal in size, not like the Chlamydomonas जो आपने green algae में देखा था. Here these flagella, they are unequal in size, as well as flagella is not at the tip. If you can see, the flagella is at the lateral side, sides पे है. This type of flagella is known as lateral flagella. And flagella is also of two types. One is whiplash and tinsel type. Whiplash क्या होता है? Broaden at the base and very narrow at the tip. This kind of flagella is known as whiplash. And tinsel type जिसके surface पे ऐसे फर जैसा हो, bristles हो, basically हम बोलते हैं ना hair like condition, so bristles. So this is, tinsel is uniform but it has bristles on it, and lateral whiplash base is wider and it become narrow at the tip. And these zoospores, they are pear shaped. As you can see, they are pyriformed, pear shaped zoospores are observed. And if that was about the asexual reproduction. If we talk about sexual reproduction, it can be through the isogamous or through the oogamous. गैमीट्स क्योंकि आपको पता है कि किस शेप के होंगे, पायरीफॉर्म शेप, ये इनका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर है. वी डिड नॉट टॉक अबाउट पायरीफॉर्म शेप इन द ग्रीन एल्गी. सो गैमीट्स आर पायरीफॉर्म्ड विद टू अनइक्वल लेटरली अटैच्ड फ्लैजेला. ये हमने अभी देखा है कि द फ्लैजेला इज अनइक्वल, सेम साइज का नहीं है, एंड इट इज लेटरली अटैच्ड. The fusion of gametes, it can be in the water also, or it can be inside the oogonium, right? So it can be inside the oogonium or it can be in the water. The substances which are important for you in the brown algae, like the algin or alginic acid, they are extracted from Laminaria and they are used in the ice cream. If you everybody have eaten ice cream. Ice cream का जो consistency है, it is a very smooth texture. So in the market which you get the ice cream, they use Laminaria. Laminaria is used at the various level for making the ice cream as a smooth texture. Food here is stored, the reserve food, it is stored as a complex carbohydrate in the brown algae as a laminarian or mannitol. That is the question of the aims, that in brown algae the reserve food material is laminarian or mannitol. So example, you can confidently write down fucus, dictoeta, right? And then you can mention Laminaria, then you can mention Sargassum. These all example you can mention in the this brown algae, that is your Phaeophyceae. So this is the fucus. This is the picture of fucus, as you can see. That is the brown algae, different shades of brown. Now, if you look at your NCERT, I think you can give the answer for this A, B, and C. What is the this is the body. So this is frond, right? That is the photosynthetic structure, and this stalk-like structure is type, and because this is attached to the substratum, this is hold fast, and this is the picture of our, that is the Laminaria, right? Now comes to the B. It is our fucus, and we said fucus again, it is attached to the substratum, that will be hold fast. As you can see here in the, this is the photosynthetic structure which is known as frond, but in the center it has a this vein kind of structure, and this is known as midrib. mid rib, and then it has a small droplets like structure which is the known as air bladder. This is known as air bladder. Okay, bladder. Now third diagram is of dictyota. dictyo. Let me write down here. dictyota, dictyota. Right? Again, now this particular structure is stipe. If you look at your NCRT, I'm just labeling it stipe, and this leaf part is frond. Let me label it frond, right? And this is the dictyota. So what is the laminaria? This is the first one is laminaria, then fucus, and this is dictyota. Okay, and this is all about our brown algae, that is the Phaeophyceae. Go through this lecture, and then we will start with the our red algae actually.